here with the Anne Marie team and really excited because I fell in love with their skincare so long ago, and I love that it's all things natural. And what we're going to be talking a little bit about one of my other favorite natural things today, which is matcha green tea. And so I am just a little bit about myself. I am a functional practitioner and I love all things plants. So I'm big on plant-based nutrition, plant-based medicine, plant-based organic skincare, all of those wonderful things to help heal the body. And I had a remarkable opportunity to write a book, my 5th book actually, on matcha green tea. And that's what we're going to be talking a little bit about today, is actually the benefits of matcha, why people should begin to integrate matcha into their diet, into their lifestyle, all the different ways you can use it. And I'm going to have an opportunity to do a couple of demos as well. And one of the things I love to focus on, or what I've learned in practice with my patients, is I love to keep things super simple. So what we're going to cover today is the simplicity of how to utilize this incredible superfood into your diet and into everyday lifestyle. So about matcha. So matcha is actually green tea, but it's a very, very specialized type of green tea. It's actually been around for over 900 years. And I will tell you that I didn't learn about it until about 2 years ago. Little did I know that it's been around for 900 years. And the reason why it came around was that Buddhist monks were looking for ways to meditate for long periods of time without falling asleep. Has anyone ever meditated? You find yourself, I don't know, I find myself falling asleep pretty quickly after meditation. It's really just a nap. And so what they were looking for was using green tea, or a type of green tea, to keep them up for long hours while they meditated. And so that's one of the wonderful benefits about it. When I think about matcha, I think about this statement that we make a lot, which is alert, calm. And it's like alert, calm. And it sounds like an oxymoron, but it's actually exactly what gets delivered because of the sustainable energy that you get from drinking matcha green tea. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what it is, and then I'm going to talk about the benefits, and we're going to move into this wonderful demo on how you can start to use it. So matcha, as I mentioned before, was developed 900 years ago, and what makes it super exceptional and unique is it's actually 10 times the amount of antioxidants of regular green tea. And I am an antioxidant researcher. It's kind of one of the things that I started researching way back in the day. I actually have a book on antioxidants and the ORAC scale. And what I learned is that matcha is actually one of the top 3 superfoods out there right now because it has such a high ORAC scale. And the reason for that is because in Japan, where they're making matcha, they do it in a very, very specific way. So right before they're going to harvest the leaves, they actually cover those leaves with bamboo mats. And when they do that, the chlorophyll levels and the antioxidant levels increase like tenfold, give or take. After they're about to do harvest, they take care of the leaves, they carefully pick them off, and then they gently steam them. And then the highest grade matcha is used with a stone mill. So the biggest difference between matcha tea and regular green tea is that you're getting the entirety of the leaf. They just ground it into a fine powder, which really makes it great for utilizing it in recipes. You really can't take black tea or green tea, not that I haven't seen those things in recipes, but it's not as easy to integrate those into, like, we have a poached hash with matcha. We've got like French toast with matcha. We do all kinds of fun recipes, and I'll be honest, I didn't actually write the recipes. I did the research. I have a wonderful chef who writes the recipes for us, and so she's just incredible. She was an executive chef for Google, and she just created some really incredible ways to integrate matcha into everyday recipes. And so this fine powder, it's hard to show it in the video. I don't know if I can, but it's like a bright emerald green. And when I mix it up today, when I make a matcha green tea, you'll get to tell. But just think of like emeralds. That's the kind of the color that we're looking at. It's really pretty. And you always want to make sure that it's in a tight container like this because it oxidizes very quickly in air. So you want to make sure that it's super safe in a tight container. I usually keep mine in the fridge to keep it, very, very high in that antioxidant level. Once it's in the powder, the benefits of it are multiple fold. And as I mentioned before, they are 10 times that of regular green tea, but they have a ton of other benefits, like in terms of antioxidants, polyphenols, minerals, vitamins, amino acids, like all of the things that you think when it comes to a superfood, this has it. And that was what's really attractive to me. For me, I'm always looking for simple, easy ways to gain energy, to take care of my body, and to feel amazing. I know what it feels like. It's so funny. I always talk to people about this, like what it feels like to feel good consistently throughout the day. Like not have a 3 p.m. crash or not wake up feeling tired. Just know that you're like a rock star all day long. It's kind of what I'm looking for. It's always the grade that I'm looking for during my day. And women come to me oftentimes because they're experiencing a lot of that low grade energy, or maybe they're not able to sleep at night, or that mental chatter, whatever it may be that's causing concern. And so I'm looking for, I wouldn't call them necessarily hacks, but more simple daily habits. And so the simplest and easiest way to really use matcha is by integrating it into either a green smoothie or just making the tea as it is. It only takes a couple of minutes. But the benefits are incredible. So not only does it help to boost immune system, but it helps with cardiovascular support. It helps to prevent things like diabetes, cancer, name it, any type of anti or inflammatory condition that you can think of, this wonderful superfood is dealing with, and that's because it has these high level antioxidants. Now there's a very specific type of secret sauce antioxidant that matcha tea has, and it's called epigallocatechins, and it's catechins for short, or ECEG for short as well, depending on what you want to say. And these catechins, they work on a myriad of levels in the body. As I mentioned, they focus on all of the things that I talked about, but they also are great at helping to produce and boost concentration, memory, helping to fend off, any type of inflammation in the body, and it's also great for helping with weight loss as well. So matcha tends to be thermogenic, which was a really nice little boost. I wasn't necessarily looking for that part of it, but it's nice that it's also bringing that great benefit as well. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to show everybody how simple and how easy it is to make it, so that you can really reap the benefits of it every single day. Now, when it comes to matcha in Japan, this is the only type of tea that they use for the Japanese tea ceremonies, because it's the highest grade type of tea, and it's the most coveted type of tea in Japan. And that tea ceremony is actually called a seido. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna integrate some of those parts of the seido today in the demonstration, but I also wanna demonstrate how simplistic it is to actually do this and not necessarily concern yourself with all of the fine details. Now, I'm not gonna say that some people don't do this type of technique or make matcha as a way to relax, because it absolutely can be used in that way as well. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna start with you can even start with a regular coffee cup, but they actually have very specific type of bowls. A bowl that looks similar to this. And so this is just an empty wide bowl, and there are two different types of matcha that you can actually make. You can make a thin matcha, or you can make a thick matcha. And the design is, the thick matcha is actually what they use in the tea ceremony. And the design of that is to give it actually a more kind of a more rich feel. It's like really nice on the palate. It's very thick. It's very frothy. It actually is really enjoyable, different than other teas that you're used to making. They call it, it's like a vegetable mouthfeel in a way. Like it actually coats the tongue because it gets frothy. And if you really want to do it up, you can make matcha lattes. So one of the things that we love to do in our home, we actually made them this morning, is we make matcha almond lattes, almond milk lattes. So we have a cappuccino maker, which really just serves as a almond milk foamer now. And so I make up the tea, my husband makes up the almond milk, and we combine forces, and it takes like 2 or 3 minutes to do that. So the first part is actually you're going to take, it's usually anywhere between half a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon, depending on the thickness of what you want to make. I personally like using a teaspoon. I kind of want all of the extra benefit. I definitely feel it across the entire day. And so if you're looking for something to sub out for coffee, the great thing about matcha too is it's a different type of caffeine. And so sometimes coffee and other caffeinated drinks actually affect the adrenals. And I work with a lot of women with adrenal burnout and adrenal fatigue. I've definitely been there myself. And so I'm always looking for ways to create that sustainable energy while not having those jitters or just overworking my adrenals. And because this type of caffeine actually binds to the catechins that I was talking about earlier, it's slowly released over time, and so it doesn't have the detrimental effect that it normally would have on adrenals or other parts of the body. It actually tends to support the adrenals in this way and support other functions and hormones as well. So that's a super win for me, because that's what I'm always looking for. So then I literally just put a teaspoon inside of the bowl, and then I've got some pretty hot water here. You don't want to do boiling water, because when it comes to antioxidants, boiling water destroys them. So you think of live enzymes, you think of polyphenols, antioxidants. At a certain level of temperature, sometimes they're more effective, but other times if you go too high, you actually destroy all of the benefit. Like when you think of antioxidants, you think of blueberries, you think of pomegranate juice, you think of raw fruits and vegetables, you think green smoothies, right? So you want to be conscientious. So this is pretty hot water, but it's not, clearly it's not boiling, or I couldn't touch it. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna pour the water into the bowl, and I'm using about 2.5 ounces. And then the way to do it, like the real way to mix matcha, is going to be whisking it in a W format. You don't have to do it in a W, but I'm just letting you know if that's the right way to do it. And so you just kind of do it that way. And most people I know, you know, it's so funny, I've been to like conventions, like wellness conventions, and people are mixing their matcha tea at the hotel rooms, and it's super easy to take with you on the go. And I have lots of good friends who drink matcha along with me, but it's super easy to make and easy to take on the go. Probably just as easy as making tea anywhere you're at. And then once basically what you're looking for is that foam, so I'm just gonna keep whisking a little bit longer. Usually you're whisking for about 30 seconds, give or take. And I'm really just looking for that kind of foam. I can smell it, it smells so good. Okay, so it's got a little bit of a foam on it. So I'm gonna show it right here. And you can tell it's that bright, it's like a bright emerald green color. And so when you drink it, it's designed to have like a really thick, yummy feel to it. And I think you'll absolutely enjoy it. So that is the easiest and the quickest way to get matcha into your system. And this is a normal cup. It's like I said, it's about 2 to 3 ounces depending on what kind of tea you wanna make and what kind of cup you have. But you can absolutely, I mean, you can double it up. You can kind of get creative. There's no really right or wrong way to do it, but I wanted to show you kind of how I was taught to do it. Now, an even faster way to do it than that, and this is one of my favorites, is by making a green smoothie. So I've been a green smoothie drinker for I think 8 to 9 years, well before it was super cool. You know, well before it was all over Pinterest and Instagram. I see Instagram photos all the time of green smoothies or different types of smoothies. And the first thing we thought of when we knew we could utilize matcha tea in all these different recipes, is I was like, I'm just gonna throw it into my green smoothie every morning. That's super easy to do, and that's what we've done. So the smoothie that I'm gonna be making for you today is a peach strawberry matcha green smoothie, and I love it. This is such an easy one. It's more of a, thank goodness for grocery stores and frozen sections. So I got all of my fruit from the farmer's market, but you can buy any of the fruit, all of the greens at your local grocery store, peaches, strawberries, all of that. And so, or in the summertime, you can get them at your market and then just freeze them and make your smoothies. And so how it works, now when it comes to green smoothies, before I start the demo, I'm just gonna put this down, is the reason why I wanted to integrate them into green smoothies is I've been drinking a quart of green smoothie every single day for quite some time, as I mentioned. And the purpose of that is I wanted to find a way in a very short amount of time to get as much antioxidants, fiber, even calories, and you name it. I was trying to get the bulk of my nutrition in the morning when I started my day. I thought that was one of the best things to do. Besides my lemon water and my other routines that I have in the morning, this is our #1 go-to. This is one of the first things I do when I wake up in the morning after my water. And so it was an easy thing to just add our matcha to it. The purpose behind green smoothies is, again, you are getting all of that good nutrition, you're getting all of the live enzymes, and you're getting fiber as well. So a quart of green smoothie on average is going to give you anywhere between 10 to 12 servings of fruits and vegetables. And the average adult only actually consumes 1.6 servings of fruits and vegetables per day. And the average child is a half, and that's considered fried potatoes, we all know what that is, French fries, and ketchup. So this is a really great way for kids to get into getting good fruits and vegetables into their diet. And so I love doing demos of this because as much as I do see it on Pinterest and as often as I do see it all over Facebook and social media, a lot of people are still not drinking them, and I'm just blown away because it's literally one of the most important habits of my day, but it's also one of the fastest habits of my day as well. So what you're gonna see is you're gonna see me make a green smoothie in less than 5 minutes time. And normally in my house, I've been timed to put everything out, put it in the blender, blend it, and clean the blender fill up the mason jars in less than 6 minutes time. Now that is fast food. I don't know a faster food than that. As long as we got the ingredients in the house, I can make magic happen. And I do it pretty quickly. I was running out the door today, and sure enough, we got those smoothies made in no time flat and out the door. So I took it on the road today. Okay. So first thing I'm gonna do is I use a Vitamix blender, but honestly, any blender will do. My two favorite blenders are Vitamix and Blendtex because they will literally obliterate anything you put into them. In the Vitamix, I'm going to first add the greens, and we're gonna keep it super simple. We're gonna keep it super easy, and I'm just gonna be using spinach today. And spinach actually has no real flavor to it. It's just beautifully green, kind of like matcha. And the great thing about spinach, this is one of the interesting things I learned when I was studying matcha, is that matcha actually has 60 times more antioxidants than spinach. Isn't that crazy? It's really interesting. So we're gonna be combining forces today. So the first thing I love to do is I'm gonna turn this around. I love to blend the greens first, because I really love a very slushy, a very smooth green smoothie. As much as I do love salads, I don't want salad like in my mouth. Like I don't want to taste a bunch of leaves. And so we're gonna be doing, this is about 2 to 2.5 cups of raw spinach. It's all organic, so everything I'm using is organic, including the matcha. So here we go. It's a little bit loud, so don't mind me. Now I call this an introductory smoothie because it has a really great fruit, like a fruit forward flavor. Very easy for people to do. I have literally demoed green smoothies, I think to, I don't know, 10,000 people now. And people always make that face like they're not gonna like it. And I am telling them, I always say, I dare you to not like this. And so what we're gonna be doing next is we're gonna be adding a banana, and banana is for creaminess. It's also for sweetness as well, but I like creamy smoothies, and so I'm just gonna take a whole organic banana and put it in. This is where all the fruit's gonna come in as well. So this is a whole, I wanna say it's about 2 cups, give or take, of strawberries and peaches. So let's see if I can add them in here. There we go. And they're already pre-frozen, so you don't need to add ice. It's up to you if you wanna add more ice. Totally your preference. And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna add a teaspoon of matcha. So the same amount of matcha I used in the tea today, we're gonna also use in the smoothie. I'm not sure if anyone's timing me, but I know I'm under 5. Okay. Here we go. And then you're just gonna blend this together. And by the way, you can add almond milk, you can add, you know, flaxseed oil. I mean, you could add whatever you like to your green smoothie, except for ice cream. Not allowed to do that. But you could add anything else you like to your green smoothie and kind of get really creative. I like to keep them pretty simple because, again, time is of the essence, and I wanna make sure I get this done and out the door. And I also love, you know, maybe I'm not even Italian, but I love Italians and their simplicity of ingredients, and I just like to keep ingredients pretty simple. So here we go. Perfect. And that is how you make a matcha green smoothie. What I wanna do is I wanna bring up the Amory team really quickly because I want you all to try this. I think you're gonna fall in love and you're gonna start finding yourself making these yourself in your own home. All right, ladies, come on up. Let's get you some smoothies. So I hope that with the demonstrations that I was able to show you with the green smoothie and the matcha green tea and all of the incredible benefits that you're gonna get out of drinking matcha on a day-to-day basis, that this becomes a daily habit for you and your family in your home.
Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, so if you watched the last video, you saw how we make almond milk, and we're going to use it for our green smoothie. Now, I had just been doing pretty much juicing for the past 5 months or so, and then I read this really great book all about greens and kind of comparing our diet to gorillas, chimpanzees, and just about dark leafy greens. I had also started feeling like the juice just wasn't satisfying me all day long, and this book was just pretty much promoted the smoothie route. And so I decided, you know what, I kind of want to try that. It's probably going to make me full a lot longer as well because all the fiber is going to be staying in there. And though I love juicing, you know, everything goes right into your bloodstream. You're going to get super energized. It's really detoxifying. You want to be able to maintain your healthy lifestyle. And if your body is just not satiated and if you're not satisfied, you're just not going to be as happy. So I decided to get a blender, a new blender, and see how this smoothie thing would work. I've been loving it. It has totally made a difference in my life. I feel like I'm full all day. I make about 3 jars of smoothie, and it keeps me full all day long, and then I've got a huge salad at night, and I'm good to go. So pretty much what I wanted to show you today is the smoothie that I've been making, which, you know, the first day I made it, not so good. I've kind of like been experimenting, and what I've come up with so far, I think you'll really, really like. Especially in today's day and age, you know, it's super important to start detoxifying the body. We're plagued with fast food, processed food, dairy, meat, just constantly processed junk that we're putting into our bodies. So if you've never detoxed before, like, you should really start thinking about it and doing some research on it. When you think about everything that you've consumed throughout your entire life and you've never you know, eliminated that stuff for even just a couple days, a week, however long you can do it for, you're really going to start to notice a difference in your body and your life. And it's not just in our bodies, but it is in our whole life. It's in our environment. You know, if you're feeling bogged down, no energy, that's going to reflect in your job as well, and in your relationships, in your home, and then everything just starts to crumble. So basically, everything starts with this home, with this temple. And so that's what I'm here to kind of encourage you to try and do. So today I'm going to make a spinach smoothie with bananas and all of this other good stuff that you see here. So I've got hemp seeds, I've got chia seeds, maca powder, coconut water, coconut oil. I've got some kelp, which I've never put in the smoothie before, but we're going to try today. That's like a seaweed sort of powder, so it's going to really help alkalize the body as well. And then a little bit extra cinnamon. And we're going to get the almond milk as well. So if you didn't watch my last video about how to make almond milk, go check that out because it's a really great addition to put in the smoothie. It makes it taste really good, really hearty, really delicious. It might make or break your ability to stay on this healthy lifestyle. So go check out that video if you haven't already, and I'll teach you how to make the almond milk to put in here. If you don't want to put in the almond milk, maybe you've got nut allergy or you just don't have the time, whatever, you can just replace it with water. That's totally fine. Or if you buy almond milk, that's totally fine as well. But like everything else, homemade is best. You know exactly what you're putting into it, so you know exactly what you're putting into your body, which is definitely the route that you want to go. Everyone is kind of sick nowadays because they're just really not sure what is going into their bodies. And, you know, like most people that are trying to diet or lose weight or whatever, you know, they're so concerned with the calories and the fats and all that stuff, but not really putting any attention on to the actual ingredients of foods that they're buying. And that is what you really need to do nowadays, because it doesn't really matter the fats or the cholesterol or whatever else all that jargon is. It matters what's in the food, because that's obviously what you're going to be putting into your body. So today's smoothie is going to really help alkalize the body, going to help detoxify, but also give us a ton of energy and keep us full all day long until dinner time. Most of us are overfed. You know, that's what the whole obesity epidemic is all about. We're overfed but malnutritioned. So what that means is basically we're getting all of our food is just empty calories. It's just empty, empty, empty. So, you know, say you go to some fast food chain and have lunch and you have like a burger and fries and a pop or whatever. That's a lot of bulk. That's a lot of food. But when it gets put into your body, basically how your stomach works, if there's no actual nutritional value in what you're eating, you don't feel full. So this is the problem that we have with obesity, is that you're constantly eating all of this, what appears to be food, though it's really not food. You're eating this and then you're still hungry. So you just eat more and more and more and more, and you're never satiated. You're never satisfied. So that's what we want to change now. We want to be satisfied. We want to eat less. You know, if you've done any kind of research on the civilizations and the cultures who've lived the longest, there is a big parallel to limiting our food intake. We don't need to eat as much as we do, honestly. Like, I know everyone's like 3 meals a day and, you know, all this stuff. You really don't need to eat that much. You can get by with a lot less. And I believe that the less you eat, the longer that you're going to live. Now, that's not to say, you know, have one piece of asparagus for dinner and like a teaspoon of rice or something. No, that's ridiculous. I think eat as much as you want of, you know, dark leafy greens, the vegetables, the fruit, you know, all that stuff. You can eat as much as you want, but it's all of the other garbage that we don't really need in our lives. It's not enhancing our lives, and ultimately that's what we want to do. That's why we want to feel healthy, is to enhance our lives so that we can be an example for the rest of the people in our lives, for our friends, for our family, for our coworkers. You know, they see that we're healthy and that we're energized and that we're really gung-ho and, you know, we're going for our dreams and we're passionate. They're going to want to know what we do. What makes us feel that way? What makes us really driven and motivated and inspired? That's ultimately what we're all after. And, you know, the main way to get to that is through the food. And that's kind of what has been the greatest reminder for me in keeping in this lifestyle, is not so much like, oh, I'm doing my body good, like I'm getting all the toxins out and everything, though that helps. The biggest motivator for me is knowing that I want to achieve so much in this life. I have so many things that I desire and want to do. And when I eat the shitty food, I don't have any energy to pursue my goals. But when I eat the raw, real, living foods, man, I'm energized. Like, I got it. I do way more than I can do when I'm eating the junk. So that's the main motivator for me, is wanting to just produce in my life and create my dreams and just go and get it, you know? Just go and get what I want out of life. So that is my biggest motivator. You might have another motivator, but figure it out. And whatever it is, put it on your fridge, put it in the bathroom, put it somewhere where you're going to see every day. You know, it's not as easy as just running to the store and getting something to eat, or, you know, it does take a little bit more time, but we're just so used to this on-demand lifestyle that we need to focus more about what we're putting into our bodies. You know, where has this in-demand lifestyle gotten us? I mean, it's gotten us sick, fat, and, you know, really unhappy. It's got us really, really depressed. So let's do it. Let's show how the green smoothie can change our lives. All right? So, got the Ninja Professional right here. This is pretty much what I've been making every day, and it just totally satisfies me. I love it. It's awesome. Definitely still do the juice if you want to do the juice. I'm kind of going back and forth, but right now, the smoothies, I'm loving them just because they keep me full all day long. I don't even have to think about it. I put 3 in the fridge. I'm done for the day until dinner time. So I'm going to do a couple handfuls of spinach here. Now, I pretty much just always get these ones, the Oh, there's no label on it, but it's earthbound organic baby spinach. It's already washed. You know, if you go to your farmer's market or whatever, you can get the bunch. Usually where I go, they don't have the bunches. They just have this one. I think that's totally fine. It's like triple washed. And you get a lot in here. Like this thing is $7. But it's packed full. So this will last you for like over a week for sure. And you know, you can put it in your salads or whatever. So I'm going to put about two bunches of spinach in there. Pack it in nice. Okay. And then what we're going to do, so these are the bananas. So pretty much what I've been doing every night is I peel 3 and I put them in the freezer. So this makes them nice and hard, and you're going to get that almost like slushy or like smoothie kind of consistency. It's totally fine if you don't freeze them. I just personally, I like them frozen better. So I've got 3 there. I didn't end up doing it last night, so I put these in the freezer this morning. They were in there for about 3 hours. So that's fine, but if you, like, I like them really, really rock frozen hard, so you're going to want to do it the night before. So we've got our spinach, we've got our bananas, and we're going to do our almond milk. So this is what we made before. I'm probably just going to put the whole thing in there. There's probably about 1.5 cups. Shake it up a little bit. So this has the almond milk with the dates, the cinnamon, and the vanilla. So awesome. So delicious. And I'm just going to pour this right in here. Okay, so yeah, so that's about just over 1 cup or so. Probably want to do about 2.5 cups of liquid or so. I've also been putting in some coconut water. You can just do regular water if you want. My mother-in-law always has like stashes of these coconut waters over at her place, so I grabbed a couple from her. And we'll just pop it right in there. Probably about 1 cup or so. And I don't really like the taste of coconut water, but I have been really liking putting in the smoothies. Really is good for your electrolytes. It keeps you energized, really hydrated. So we're using some of that. Next, we are going to put in hemp seeds. Now, hemp seeds are really good in the omega fatty acids. So they're going to really help with like your brain function, you know, and like keep you clear longer. We're going to do about, I don't know, maybe like a tablespoon or so in there. These also help improve your digestion, so it's really good for diabetics. You're going to have more energy. They're really great. They're going to keep you fuller longer. Chia seeds, which I've been loving. These are awesome for your smoothies because they keep you full for a really long time. What you can do is let like a teaspoon or a tablespoon sit in a little bit of water first, and it's going to get this jelly like consistency. So that when it goes into your body, you can just actually take a tablespoon of like the jelly like that, and that's just going to like clear you right out. It's just going to like totally detoxify. Basically just grab all of the yucky stuff kind of inside and pull it out. So for that reason, I really love chia seeds. They keep you really full, so that's really awesome, which is the whole point kind of the smoothies. So, I don't know, we'll do about that much. Maybe about a little over a teaspoon or so. I don't really measure stuff, you know, I just kind of throw it in there and see how it goes. Okay, and the maca. Oh my god. Okay, so maca is so amazing. It smells delicious. Like, this is my favorite smell in the whole world. I wish you could smell it. It just, I don't even know. I can't even explain this. Almost like a caramelly kind of like, just so delicious. This is really going to give you a lot of energy. So let me find a spoon here. It's also going to help improve your hormones, kind of balance them out. It's also going to improve your libido, you know, so men and women can all get a little bit good stuff out of that. I'm gonna do about 2 of those because I just love this stuff so much. The maca also helps strengthen your immunity, and it reduces stress. So, you know, that's good for everybody nowadays, because we're all just living really stressful lifestyles, and, you know, the food contributes to it. So if we're feeding ourselves really awesome, great food, then, you know, it's going to help us out. It's going to help everyone out. It's going to help our relationships. We're just going to do a little bit of cinnamon here, just because that blends really nicely with the maca as well. And we're going to try this kelp. See how that tastes in there. And I'm just going to do a little bit because I haven't put it in the smoothie yet before. So we're just going to try a little bit of it. Maybe half teaspoon or so. Why not? It's a green smoothie, right? Throw it in there. A little bit extra green never hurt anyone. And then, last but not least, we're going to do some coconut oil. Coconut oil is good for everything. It's good for your skin, for your hair. It's antifungal. It's great for Alzheimer's. There's like lots of studies done where people with Alzheimer's will have coconut oil and their memory will start to come back. You can do your own research on that, but coconut oil is awesome. Which one do I have here? Carrington Farms organic coconut oil. Make sure you get the virgin cold press. Coconut oil is fairly expensive, but if you've got a Costco near you, these we get for like 20 bucks, and this is like a huge tub. Now I go through these quite quickly because I use them for everything. If you've got chapped lips, put them on your lips. If you've got a rash, put it on your rash. It's great for kids, you know, like diaper rash or anything like that. So we're gonna do a nice, and it really helps with your brain function, like I said, with the Alzheimer's. And it's gonna kind of give like a nice creamy consistency in there too, which everyone loves. Now, if I had sorry, a little technical difficulty there. So if I had a ripe avocado, I would also put in half an avocado in here, which is going to make it like just take it up to the next level, add a bit more green, make it a bit creamier. The avocados I have right now aren't ready, so they're not going to do it justice. So there we have it. All the good stuff. So let's start blending. Now, for anyone trying to lose weight out there, like, I totally recommend this just because it's going to keep you full all day long. It's going to be delicious. It's going to really boost your energy, so you're going to work more efficiently. You're going to be happier. You're going to want to help. You're going to want to share it with the people around you, which is really awesome too, because then everyone kind of gets into this lifestyle, you know. And we don't want to see our family sick, our friends sick, or depressed, you know. And the food is just, you know, it's the medicine. It's the medicine. Okay, so let's blend this up. All right. All right. So this right here is making 45 ounces right there. So, I mean, like I said, I'm going to get about 3 jars out of this, and that is going to keep me good all day long until dinner time. You know, I usually have about 2 during the day and maybe have one after dinner if I'm still hungry or if I just kind of, you know, want something. And it's just the most beautiful color. I'm going to shake off the blade here. So yeah, so, you know, if you're ready to start feeling better, you know, stop looking at it as like dieting, you know. There's a reason why diets just don't work, and that's because, you know, you're not learning how to fight the addiction or overcome the addiction, rather. That's why I have a problem with, you know, Weight Watchers and other kind of diets like that, because you're not really getting down to, you know, the cause of your addiction, and that's ultimately what it is we're addicted to, you know, these certain kind of foods because we've grown up on them, and that's fine. Like, we've all got these addictions. So if you're ready to, you know, start kicking it, I'm gonna get a straw here and try this baby out. That's awesome. That's really so good. That's gonna keep me full all day long. Keep me satisfied all day long. Which, you know, when you're unhappy in your life, if you're feeling depressed or anxious, you know, that's kind of when we tend to eat a lot more, just because we're not happy with our lives. We're looking for fulfillment. We're looking for satisfaction in other areas. And so where do we go? We go to the fridge. We go to the cupboards. We go, we try and stuff ourselves to make that hunger go away. But ultimately, you know, what are you really hungry for? That's the question. What are you truly craving? And I think the answer to that is your dreams, your calling, your bliss, whatever it is that you're after in this lifetime. You know, you're not hungry for the crap, for the junk. You're hungry for your bliss. So I hope this helps, guys. And thanks for joining me. We'll see you next time. Go rock on. Go find your bliss. And start with the green foods. Start with the healthy foods. Cut out the crap. You can do it. It's step by step every single day. Don't worry if you can't do it overnight. Nobody can. I can't. But it's a commitment you make every morning when you wake up. I want to be healthy because I want to pursue my dreams. I want to have energy because I want to enhance this world with what I can contribute to it. We'll see you later.